Good morning, everyone. Desert Horizons, AZ Off-Grid Unplugged RV Ranch. Day 735 of self-quarantine. And I was just thinking about it this morning that they keep calling this a war. And to compare that in World War II, our grandparents and them went off to fight a war that lasted less than 4 years, and all we're asked to do is sit on the couch. Well, if this lasts half as long as World War II did, it'll be almost 2 years, which is about how long I've been out here. The world will be a totally different place. It's like it's different now than it was a month ago. Imagine if this keeps up for, another 1.5 to 2 years. The way I see it, and all the YouTube channels that I've been watching for years, talking about SHTF and prepare for it, and none of them are calling this SHTF. Now, I don't know about you, but it sure looks that way on the outside. So over there. Yeah, it's amazing me that nobody's using those terms to call this what it is. You know for a fact China's lying about how many people are getting infected and dying every day. But I wouldn't expect anything different. So that's my editorial for this month. I'm still waiting on, well, obviously still waiting on the cabin. I'm still waiting on the anchors, the cement, the hardware cloth, a whole bunch of little stuff like that. And of course there's Remy. Just had her breakfast. I did convince her to come in the house one night. She slept in there all night long. And nothing was torn up the next day, so there's my Ruger. Oops. Yep, like I said, it's day 730, 35, something like that of self-quarantine. And I'm loving it. If you planned and prepared for it, like I did, as much as I could, I'm just glad I bought a big bundle of toilet paper about 6 months ago. I don't have to worry about that so we haven't gone through it over another year. So it was like 24 packs, 1,000 sheets, and it's like, I'm set. Well, got up this morning and my back felt good enough. I thought I'd come out here and start trimming up some of these bushes and trees and stuff in the way. And eat about 6 feet, 7 feet off from the center of the road. So I have to trim that thing back a little bit. And lop off 1 or 2 of the arms on that thing. And I figured I better do it today. I don't know how many more days during the next month it's going to say, yeah, sure, go out and work. My back can go out and I'll be done for 3 weeks. And I think they could get it back here without my doing anything. I just think it would scratch it up and maybe dig into the siding a little bit, or depending on what side it was on, could even tear out a railing on the porch. There's the crazy puppies over there. Got Ruger or Remy to at least channel all that destructive energy into collecting rodents. Problem, I don't know if he does it during the night, but during the day he's good at catching those ground squirrels and pack rats. So as long as he keeps that up, that's fine. He's training Ruger how to, or not how to hunt, but to hunt. Ruger never bothered before, but now Ruger's right in the chase with him. I don't know, I don't think Ruger's actually caught any yet, other than the first couple I saw when right after I first got him. So, I figured the best thing to do, already running out of breath, the back just presses down on something, I don't understand it, but it starts to cut off the air. So I figured the best thing to do was come down to the far end and work my way back. Much like I used to do my trick-or-treating after I became an adult. I used to go down to the end of the block, never thought about going any farther than that. With my glass in hand, knock on the door, and whatever sort of alcohol they had, they'd give me a shot. And then I'd start working my way back home, stopping at the next house, trick or treat. What sort of alcohol you got? So, but usually by the time I got home, it was all I could do to make it in the yard or the door or whatever. Cutting some of them back a little farther than I need to, only because I don't know how much is going to grow over the next month. And again, I don't know for sure I'm going to be able to come back here, but that should be plenty for her. So, I know I got 2 more trees like that to do. And I think one shoya, and the road should be clear. Hey Remy. There's my Ruger. He and I don't know if you can see he's limping a little bit, the right front. He and Remy were way off over there chasing something, barking like crazy, because he normally doesn't bark like that at cows. He'll chase them, but he normally doesn't bark at them. Well, both of them were probably about on the road somewhere, probably 100 yards, 200 yards that way, maybe even further, just barking like crazy. So anyway, when I came out last night to let him in the house, he was real stiff getting up and real stiff coming inside. And then this morning when I let him out, he was limping on that right front. So, and I've checked it out completely. I can't see anything. It doesn't appear to be broken. So, if it was a cow, the cow kicked him. Or if it was a person, then they kicked him. So, but I just wanted to show you. I don't know what you can actually see on the viewfinder on the camera, but how the water rained on here, because we got lots of rain over the last few days. But there's no places on it at all where there's any sort of little rivulets, any sort of place where it would be running down. You can see there what it looks like when water runs over it. It doesn't look all pockmarked like that stuff does. So, That tells me I've got it in a good location. And so the work begins. I started putting the ground anchors in. I haven't got the cement in there yet, but I said, well, I need to record this. And I think the lighting will work over here. And maybe not. And you see, I'm gonna try this one. Hey, Ruger. You should be able to see, I dug a little notch in the side of the hole, and that took me a while because that is some hard ass dirt. That way when I put the cement in there, it'll flow under there, so rather than just pull up a straight plug, it'll have to pull that whole thing up. Either that or break the cement. I don't know which will be easier to do. But that's the only one I still got left to put the stake in. I wanted to show you how thick these stakes were. The advertisement is a 1/4 inch thick. But there it is right next to a soda can. There's my hand on it. So, you know. And the cable, I don't know how strong the cable is. They sent 4, oh cool. I got extra clamps. I got lots of extra clamps. So somebody didn't get them, that's why. That was my big concern, was you need to have at least 2 on each one, if not 3. It looks like they sent me plenty. So, and I got this from Home Depot. And they're supposed to be delivering the cement today. So, got 2 bags of Quikrete going in each hole. I got it all squared up. I don't know if you can see the string. It's all squared up, so that gave me an idea where exactly to put the stakes, because the runners underneath it are 10 inches away from the outside wall. So I figured as long as he lays the shed down somewhere in between where the stakes are, I'll measure the distance here pretty soon, but that should be plenty of room to get it lined up. So that's step 1. And there's the puppies. Ruger has another cactus thorn in his mouth, his nose. He won't let me pull out. I got the big one underneath his chin so he could lay down. And I got a couple of the other ones out of his lips and one out of his nose, and so now he won't come near me. No matter how many times I tell him I'm sorry.